Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new episode of Indie Insights. Today,
Episode 3, the honorable mention, character mentions.
and for the first one, we got Asgore versus Andreas.
Undertale versus Amphibia.
Yes, I said that.
Hmm.
I like this one. I do think this is Asgore's best.
It is a very good one. I know alternate ideas exist for both, but this one is just really good.
It sticks out for a reason. I remember seeing quite a bit of Deltarune versus Amphibia ones, especially the next one after this one.
Yeah, they
Not Deltarune. Undertale / Deltarune versus Amphibia.
I mean, we had
And of course, and we all know that Deltarune and Undertale share the same universe.
They do?
Kinda. Not really. It's a different.
Deltarune and Undertale.
Right. Deltarune's like an AU of Undertale.
Well, with all the timeline shenanigans, it would make sense for them to at least share a connection.
Yeah.
So
They're in the same multiverse. Let's say that.
Yeah, it's probably that.
Yeah,
Characters that show up in both.
yeah, kind of like Marvel and
notably
DC.
different.
Yeah. Asgore versus Andreas. I haven't gotten to Andreas and what I've watched of Amphibia.
I think you're saying it wrong.
What I have
think
seen,
most people pronounce it Andreas.
Yeah, I figured I would pronounce it wrong.
That's fine. It's not a very common word.
This honestly, this doesn't even need a any introduction or a connection reading. It just makes sense.
Yeah, you know the characters, you know it makes sense.
It doesn't need introduction. Just like the next one, Delta
Warriors versus the Calamity Trio, Deltarune versus Amphibia.
This is the best version of these matchups because each of them get pit against another member of the other team. And just having it be a 3-on-3 is honestly the best way to do it.
Yeah.
It is interesting, but until Deltarune is fully complete, I don't. It shouldn't be done. But I like it.
I even included the OST title being Heroes of Prophecies.
I think that's
Maybe.
There's probably a bit of a link there.
There's quite a. Yeah, these are matchups that are. We started with two great ones off the bat. How about we get a third great one on here? That also can't happen because one of them isn't out yet.
Yeah, this one is just like a damn near perfect matchup from everything I've seen about it.
Dynamite Anton versus Peppino. Anton Blast versus Pizza Tower. I love divorced fights.
You know what? I don't know how this is.
I even included a fun fact below the connections.
Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna. What you guys are gonna think about this comment, but the whole thing around this matchup kind of reminds me of the same community perception around Cole versus Alex in terms of the community connecting with them. If you remember,
These two games have
if you remember, like the joke thumbnail I showed you for Cole versus Alex, it just And then there was the official piece of art for these two, which I'll probably throw up on screen now.
Making out, kissing. I love men kissing.
That's wild. That's official.
Before Anton Blast, though, there was Anton Ball, and Peppino was in that. I don't know if you could pull anything from Anton Ball, though, so this matchup can't happen yet. It's fun, though.
Absolutely.
Maybe even more fun than the next one, which is also Pizza Tower.
Courage versus Peppino. Courage the Cowardly Dog versus Pizza Tower.
I think people get this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like
I even included the CAC art below.
Yeah. I've heard that Peppino can get multi-solar system.
Damn.
Which could be on par with Courage's star level feats. So it's actually
I'm
fair,
sorry.
except
I'm sorry, you say multi-galaxy levels on par with star level?
multi-solar system or some.
That's.
I don't know.
Well, just like you guys, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
I don't know. I mean, they contained a whole contained a whole solar system in a tower. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
No, what I'm saying is that seems like a fair bit more than star level.
Oh, I mean, I meant to say more fair on with courage because it's not like courage is going to be able to blitz or beat the shit out of him easily. You know.
True.
I
Plus,
mean,
and then
maybe he
there's
could
also the
blitz. I don't
question
know.
of how do you kill courage?
Exactly. That's why I don't like this as much as Anton. But until Anton Blast finally comes out, it's the only option. I still haven't played Pizza Tower, by the way, but I played the Anton Blast demo. It's really good.
I've heard it's pretty good.
It is.
Next
And Pizza Tower looks
next we've got one that you mentioned in a past episode,
the Drifter versus the Beheaded.
which seems to be another very, very good matchup. A lot of these on here will just be matchups that we probably should have included, but we just didn't due to
We do a
focusing
tick
on...
too.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm back, you guys.
Maybe.
So what matchup we're on?
Drifter versus...
Drifter versus Beheaded.
Yeah.
You know you want to know what I used to like for the Drifter? Drifter versus Chris.
Oh, from
And part of it,
Deltarune.
they look similar.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
But I've grown to like Drifter versus the Beheaded more, mainly because their constant appearance in crossovers with each other. Like it's kind of like a Sephiroth and a Cloud thing. What do you think though?
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I see it being interesting. Yeah.
Especially all these
I gotta
connections that
mention-
exist.
I gotta mention that I think the Beheaded can get the Drifter's weapons in his game, so that'd be a fun part of the fight.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's time for Omori.
Omori versus the batter. Omori versus off.
Heard about this one.
Yeah, this one needs
little
no
bit.
introduction. It may not be the best for both, but like it's probably one of the best ones for Omori because of the mental state thing or whatever. I've heard of this one called Omori versus the Room. I don't know what it is.
Neither do I.
And they also both killed cats.
Oh
Wait, what?
my god. Oh wait, Judge.
Yep.
Did Omori kill a cat? I mean, I didn't play much of the game, but
As they both have similar goals of making sure the worlds are pure, with the batter eliminating all the specters and more making sure the truth remains hidden. And of course, they killed cats.
I know what the cat one is talking about for the batter, but I didn't get that far enough in Omori.
Well, I have no idea.
We're not done with the batter though, because let's put him against a child again.
Brex versus the batter. Undertale versus off.
This one I've seen a lot for Frisk.
Yeah.
I get it, but like it's also Sanders versus Judge is right there.
Mm.
I mean, we got multiple Marvel versus DC fights.
Yeah, but also at the same time, Marvel and DC is like huge.
There's a reason Marvel vs. DC is so popular.
Yeah, they've
MCU,
existed
but
for very similar amounts of time. MCU is a thing
Yeah.
right now. All of DC.
there's multiple crossover
movies.
comics.
The characters are just very similar across the board in a lot of ways.
When you have it for multiple series, there has to be a reason. Like I don't know, a rivalry created online by people or something. I don't know.
All of DC has a giant rivalry over the years.
But I don't know if Undertale versus Off is that because there's only like 2 matchups I've seen for it.
Undertale.
There's also even a track by
Undertale would
Brad
deserve
and
to have
Yates.
multiple appearances on the show. I don't know about Off.
What'd you say?
I said Undertale definitely is. It definitely warrants multiple matchups on Death Battle, but I don't know about Off warranting multiple.
Off only has like 2 that I can think of that with my limited knowledge, and that being the Judge and the Batter.
And like I mentioned, there's also a track made by Brad and Yates.
Yes, there is.
Covered to Purify.
They've made a lot of tracks.
Oh, I get to say a lot about this next one. Well, for one half.
Alrighty then. I imagine it's the cave story half.
It is the cave story half.
Right then.
Agent 8 versus Curly Brace. Splatoon versus Cave Story. This one is easily Curly Brace's best because she doesn't have that many, which is a shame.
Splatoon matchups are... I know that it's hard to find them, so yeah, if this
It's more
works,
harder.
it's great.
It's harder to find matchups for Curly than it is for Quote.
I imagine that's because she's not the main character.
Yes and no. She's a kind of main character. She's
guess-
integral for the true ending.
I guess she's not the main character in the same way the role from Mega Man isn't.
Yes, but there is an unlockable Curly story where you can give her weapons and shit.
Right.
Speaking of weaponry, Curly, the thing with Cave Story is that you have to figure out a loadout for them because you can't give them all the weapons since some weapons are upgrades of another weapon and exist
Makes sense.
at the same time. I figured out loadouts for them that would make sense. And sorry, Snake users, but it's not in either of them. I don't know much about Splatoon.
The little I do know, this makes sense from reading this list of connections.
Yeah, I just want to point out that one of the weapons that Curly can get is a bubbler. A bubble line is what it's called. It's the worst weapon in the game, but it could be useful against a person who dies in water.
True.
But yeah, I really like this. I wish it was discussed more. Anything else to say?
No, seems very, very good.
No.
All right, then.
Anyways, the
we
next
want
matchup is Jaguars versus Pit.
Damn. It's Hot Boy versus the guy who never learned how to read. I want to... Didn't... Oh, wait, no. I was thinking of the other Zagreus one, but...
Which I think the other
Zagreus
matchup is Percy Jackson.
Yeah, Zagreus did get on the Tournament of Champions, now that I've remembered, right?
I think it was Zagreus versus Percy Jackson on the Tournament of Champions.
Yeah. So, we were wrong about saying that Sans vs. Judge was the only one on the...
Oh, yeah.
But still, there should have been a little bit more, but...
I guess I have to apologize for that. I did not know. I completely
And
bypassed it
it's
in my
fine,
mind.
no one else pointed it out.
True.
It's like no one else points out that we accidentally put BF versus Verblaze in the Week 5 trailer.
Yeah, I made so many mistakes over making these things. I think if we do this again, probably next year, it probably won't be another indie-focused theme. I don't know what we do as a theme.
You heard that right, guys. TIC number 3. We're skipping 2.
Yeah. Also, I want to include BF versus Verblaze, but you said they want to do it in the next episode.
It's a joke matchup. That's all I can really say about it. By the time we got to that part in the tournament, it became a dead meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, I don't want to risk any... I'm going to say I don't want to have any risk of controversy.
At the time, but yeah. So, between the two Zagreus matchups we have on here, which do you prefer?
I think I like Pit more.
Yeah.
I also like the idea of Percy Jackson, which is also next in the list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I like the whole Pit thing better because, I don't know, it just fits better to me.
If you have Pitt, you could make the excuse for him to come back, and at the same time, you could, if Death Val did do Zagreus versus Pitt, saves a room for Harry Potter versus Percy Jackson, which I've heard people like.
I don't like that matchup personally.
Fair enough.
It doesn't.
It
feels like it's just going off of the rivalry, and for Harry, there's a lot of other matchups that work better thematically. Luke obviously works really well, and that already happened.
Yeah.
There's also...
Well, for me personally, I wanted Luke versus Harry because I wanted a remaster of the fight.
It doesn't need one.
Similar to Boba Fett versus Samus Aran.
See, a lot of people want remasters for fights, but they don't all need
They don't deserve them.
You know, Luke vs. Harry is a perfectly fine episode already, and we don't need the retread in that, especially when there's literally no change in the result.
Yeah, there's multiple matchups for Luke and Harry you could do instead of a remake.
Yeah.
I also know that Palpatine versus Voldemort exists, although Palpatine is usually pitted against Xehanort.
Xehanort.
Yeah, that is the popular Palpatine matchup. We've gotten very off topic here.
Topic,
do
yeah.
just
Let's
wanna-
talk about the one we've already talked about before.
I do just want to end this
Wait,
tangent by saying my favorite Harry Potter matchup, and that it's either Edward Elric or Ruby Rose. It's one of those two.
I just remembered we forgot to talk. We forgot to revisit one of the matchups from episode 1.
Actually included in the
let's-
list. It's in the bottom.
Let's just finish
In the
going.
bottom of the list.
Alright,
Yes.
All right.
then we'll get to it. Then I will just mention for Percy Jackson versus Zagreus. I get it. It's a very good option. It's literally just I prefer Pitts slightly more.
Yeah, yeah.
If either
Same.
of them, if I don't really mind if either of them happened over the other, but yeah.
So
I-
we good to move on?
Yeah.
Umbra versus the Knight. We talked about this in episode 1 briefly, and Dari, you misspelled hollow.
Oh, there.
Anyway,
The connections don't save it much, but I like Blue Fire. I think there should be more Blue Fire matchups. I never played through all of it, but from what I did play, it was really good.
It's not a game
Also, how
that
do you
I've
like the
ever heard
thumbnail
of.
that I made?
Huh?
I said, how do you like the thumbnail that I made?
Decent thumbnail.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
But yeah, Blue Fire is
Uh,
not a game I've ever heard of before, so
I've already said it before, but it's like if you took Hollow Knight, Wind Waker, and Mario platforming a little bit into
right, I think
one,
you did.
and then put in the A Hat in Time challenge stages in it. Speaking of A Hat in Time, Umbra's other opponent that I know of is the Hat Kid.
Huh.
Another person who was in the tournament.
Yeah.
Crazy how this person's only 2 matchups are people who were in the tournament.
As far as
The
liking it
connections
over
don't
any
do
other-
as well.
Yeah, I feel like Knight versus Arya is
There's
just too good not to do over like any other Knight matchup.
What did you say?
Knight versus Arya, I feel like it's just too good to do over any other matchup for Knight.
Yeah, that has so much of a legacy that it has to be done. Sorry, Necro, but Skull versus Knight needs to come after Knight versus Ori happens.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other option. But this is a good third one if they were going to do Knight for a third time for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be weird to have Knight of all people show up 3 times, but
Yeah. Instead of the other Hollow Knight characters.
Yeah.
You better give him a gun the third time, I swear to God.
oh, that would be funny. I think I remember seeing bits about that mod.
So, are we finally ready to talk about Has-Been Hotel?
Yep.
I've heard a lot about it. I haven't seen it yet. I've probably got to check it out at some point.
I've heard a bunch of shit about the creator, though.
But separating from the artist, I mean, I do like the show.
I have heard
Alistair
nothing bad about
versus-
the creator, so I'm confused.
I've heard one time when in someone's art college class, the teacher announced that Vivzy Pop, the creator, would be showing up in the class as a guest speaker, and no one clapped. They just groaned.
Okay, that's not bad. That's just hilarious.
Anyways, the next matchup is Alistair versus Black Hat.
Yes.
This is Alistair's most popular, but it's not the only Alistair matchup we have on here.
Yep.
And I can see why it's popular. I haven't
Just a
seen
note
Villainous
from
either,
the
so...
thumbnail is reversed from the way you said the names.
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I mean,
Black
that's
Hat's
bound
on
to
the
happen
left
sometime.
and Alistair's on the right. It is.
Yeah, I'll
So-
fix that.
Sometimes the better way
Yeah.
the words come out of your mouth just reverses on the thumbnail.
This seems good, and I can't really say much about it since I haven't seen either. What do you
Yeah.
guys think?
I haven't seen either of them either, so I wouldn't know a lot.
I mean, it's an interesting matchup. I mean, I will be rooting for Alistair.
Based on what I'm seeing here in these connections, it seems pretty
It
good.
looks good in the connections, yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say this. It's honestly... Blitzo got lucky to be even on the tournament.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy they did
Yeah, and I'm
because...
still shocked that Billy versus Blitzo won its round 1
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I'm
like-
surprised too,
Had no
especially
chance, but
from the person that submitted that matchup,
yeah, that's you.
because I did not expect it to win.
I don't think anybody.
But I'm happy that I
did,
made it so
but
far.
All right, let's make Necro happy here. Grim versus Alistair. Hollow Knight versus Hazbin Hotel. From what I am seeing from the connections, simple connections, it seems really good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
I plan on starting playing Hollow Knight again, so maybe my opinion will change on this, but it seems good. Yeah, that's really all we can say. And we got another Hazbin Hotel matchup.
I think without knowing anything about Alistair, it's hard to decide which one is better for him, Black Hat or Grim.
Now we go from a character I knew some things about, and into a character that I know that under the mask looks like the Tom Ska when he was younger.
Wait, what? Really?
Spoilers. I'll send a picture later, but this guy Adam, I seen a scene where he loses his mask, and he just looks like young Tom Ska.
Oh man, that sounds hilarious. Anyway, we all know Homelander, but I know nothing about Adam. So
I mean, there's also another Adam matchup that would have included, but I'm not sure anyone knows about the D4M.
I mean, I think we have enough Hazbin matchups here to say stuff about, and we can barely say anything on them.
So why does this work?
I'm looking at the connections, and it seems to work. And even without looking at connections, I get the idea. From what I know of Hazbin Hotel, in it, angels are evil.
Oh, so it's like good guy on the surface, but is actually a awful person.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Makes sense. Makes sense.
The one clip I see of like Adam, he says like 7 fucks in like 11 seconds or something. I don't know, in a minute or something.
Wow.
Anyways, I would have included Alan versus Inarius, but I'm not sure most people will know who Inarius is. So I chose to put Homelander versus Adam since it's the most popular in. And I also like the
You don't know
idea.
who Homelander is.
It seems like it'd be a very good Homelander return.
Yeah. Do you kind of like Hancock more for
Yes.
Homelander?
Yes, that is my personal favorite.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, let's
Hancock,
talk about something that
I was like only one movie, to my knowledge. I don't know if there's any other media form, but I still do think it's a very good idea.
And with that, you guys ready to talk about Peak? Fucking fiction?
CDI Zelda versus RZ.
Arzette, I
Or is
think?
that
Yeah.
RZ.
When I saw Arzette, I thought it was a joke. Not the matchup. I thought the character was a joke. I did not realize it was an actual game that people had made. But you're all,
dude? You want to know the best?
You're right that this
One of
is
the best
peak.
part. You want to know the best part about it?
What?
Apparently, for voice actor cameos, they got the original Link and Zelda voice actors from the CDI
that
games.
makes it so much better. You can just have the same.
Yes.
You can have one voice actor on this.
Well, ours that's not voiced by Zelda, but but I'm just saying the voice actors for both Link and Zelda are in the game.
All right.
But yeah, just this is perfect. This is peak, and
I didn't know.
CDI Zelda actually has 2 games compared to CDI Link's 1.
I did not wake up this morning thinking that I'd want a CDI character to be in a versus matchup, but now I do.
Good.
But this is the only one.
This is the peak that all true warriors strive for.
Though, CDI Link versus Bad Box Art Mega Man is also kind of visually hilarious to me.
Yeah. It's not indie, so it's not on here. Alright, this next one. I have a lot to say. Devil Mario versus Sonic.exe.
I mean, it feels just like it's Mario versus Sonic, but evil.
Devil Mario is better suited for a Madness Combat-like matchup, or Mecha Sonic from Super Mario Bros. Z. This actually has been popular for a while since.
I know nothing about Devil Mario, so I'm just gonna go with you on that.
Bro, he has.
However,
he has
I did include the link to a fan-made Death Battle and Mason. which
don't
is
think that
really
was-
good and feels like it came from Death Battle itself.
It's not a fan-made Death Battle animation. That's just a versus animation. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
It
a
is.
fan-made
I
death
get
battle
why this
animation
exists,
would
but there's
be like the Fall Guy
Fan-made
versus
death battle.
Imposter one that came out. That one was specifically
Oh, they could have came up with a better name for this custom album whatever it's called.
custom album cover.
But anyways, did you get to see the fan-made versus fight?
Yeah, I've seen that in the past. Yeah, Devil Mario. He deserves a better matchup. He is on he's on another level. Sonic.exe, he plays with his victims. If you've seen a John Wick movie, Devil Mario is like that, except cranked up to 1,000. It's like Madness Combat on crack, except it's not, since apparently Madness Combat scales higher. But yeah, let's hope there's an Fleetway Sonic versus Sonic.exe. Okay,
Yeah, this one's just
I get it.
but
It's mid. It's mid. Kill it with fire.
it's mid.
Anyways, I did include
kill it
the
with fire.
fan-made versus animation,
Yeah.
and they even used the same track they used for Lucy's versus Carnage.
Yeah. But that's just using a music thing. But now we go from mid to peak, because this is the best Devil Mario matchup.
Well, you said it would. You said he would suit a Madness Combat character, and
I mean, the first game in the Power Stars, or the first thing in the Power Star timeline, is a fan game called Mario Combat.
So here we have Devil Mario versus Tricky the Clown from Madness Combat.
I'll let you read the connections, and you can say what you think.
Yeah, those are very good. This seems like a very good idea, and it's
a
kinda
shame
like
that
the only one I've
this
seen for Tricky, so I guess it's automatically my favorite.
It's sad that it's kind of a stomp though, since Devil Mario only gets to Uni.
Oh yeah, and Madness Combat, it's fucking crazy.
It's multi right now,
Multi-what?
multiversal.
Right. Only because you do kind of have to specify. I know most of the time multi just means multiversal, but then you've also got
Multi-continental, yeah.
and multi-galaxy, multi-everything.
Boy, it's time for the revisit. It's time for the revisit.
All right, so remind me why we're revisiting it. It was because we didn't know the connections, right?
We didn't know the connections, and we thought they were too different until Necro pointed out that there was a lot to it and provided a link to it all. And holy shit, there's like there's like multiple paragraphs of connections.
Holy Jesus!
Yeah.
It might be peak.
It does seem to be pretty good.
And we're not going to be looking at debatability, because, I mean, you guys can, but I'm not going to be looking at it, since...
But yeah, that might actually be the best for both of them.
Yeah.
However, I did include the fight script.
Yeah, I saw that. We're not going to look at it right now.
Yeah, this Reddit post went over everything. This is a very comprehensive thing of it.
It goes into so much detail.
I think it goes
And
into so
speaking
much detail.
of
I definitely
Omori,
need to link this in the description because it's definitely worth
it's amazing,
checking
yeah.
out.
And so, because of this, we rank Isaac versus Omori a broken household out of 10. Anyways, going from Omori to the batter again, Q84 from Hello Charlotte.
Man, these two have so many matchups.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Alright, let's see how this one works.
Looking at the connections, it's pretty good.
There's a lot of them.
There is that is a list. I'm
So,
just gonna
anything
say,
else?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
I can't say much about them, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really good.
Which kind of sucks that Q84 is... I have never seen or heard of them.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, no, this
Apparently
looks like a very good...
Apparently it should be a tie.
Or more better outstats but can't kill. But
Yeah.
There's seemingly one line in where the banner might be able to erase security for Soul, but there's questions about whether that would work properly. So,
Boys, you guys want to go to peak again?
oh yeah, no, this totally is.
Papa
Papa
Louie
Louie
versus
versus
Pepino.
Pepino. Philippine Studios versus Pizza Tower.
It's flip line.
Flip line, yeah.
Yeah. The Papa
Peak.
games are absolute peak, and this one just is as well.
I just like the last bit of connections is also pizza.
Yeah, even though the Papa games have gone way past pizza.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We don't need to explain it. It's peak.
Everybody
Now,
knows the Papa games.
this might be the most recent matchup. This is next one. Because I've seen it pop up more recently ever since the Pizza Tower Noise update. But it's Metatone versus the Noise.
Yeah, I've seen pop up recently as well.
And this one is... It's peak.
It does seem very peak.
It's peak. Nothing more I can say. And now we have my preferred Shovel Knight matchup, even though I never played it, but still.
Shovel Knight versus Cadence.
Based on the small amount of knowledge I have for them, this is very good. Or at the very least, it's decent.
Out of all of Shovel Knight's options, this is the best one.
Yeah.
I even included a fan art of the versus class.
Oh, Leg Gator make this.
That is a very
Hey,
good
this
image.
fan art.
I think I totally need to put that in the video, which I've probably already
I've played
done.
a bit of Cadence. I played Shovel Knight and Rivals of Ethers. I don't know if that counts.
But it would also be good to see Shovel Knight return.
I've never played Shovel Knight. I've literally only dealt with him as the assist trophy in Smash. That's my only knowledge of Shovel Knight past watching that death battle with him against Scrooge McDuck.
I think if we were to go back in time and make some edits to the TIC, this would have been included over Shantae versus Shovel Knight.
Yeah, that would make sense.
The only reason Shantae versus Shovel Knight got in is because it kept getting submitted.
Yeah, a lot of... If there's a matchup in the original 32 that you're confused about, it was probably a submission. Or just something that one of us directly put in.
I picked out Quote versus Reg and Hat Kid versus Blinks, and both of them got put in the same round.
I very much forced in Saren versus Ironwood because I'm a giant Mass Effect fan. And if I had...
You also put in Dust versus Gappy.
Yes, which... At this point, I'm now very much on the train of Dust versus Sirius. Cirrus is a perfect matchup, and that is now my new Dust favorite.
Nice.
So if I'd known about it beforehand, it would have been there instead of Dust versus Gappy.
So yeah, if Shovel Knight were to return in Death Battle, this would be the perfect matchup to do it.
I agree.
Let the shovel wielders fight to the death. Instead of having a matchup based off loose.
It could be likely that
well, that's the end of
he might fight Shantae if Shantae doesn't fight Lilac.
Man, we got through that one pretty quickly.
They did Shovel Knight versus Shantae as a DBX.
Yeah, they did.
And we surprisingly got through this quick, despite the doc being 31 pages. Probably because we didn't have much to say about some of these.
And probably because a fair few of them were quite long in length of the information that we had on them.
Yeah.
Right,
especially Isaac versus Amori.
To wrap up, is there anything you guys want to say?
Play most of these games.
Yeah, there's a lot of good games in here.
Subscribe. Anyways, would we be having another Indie Insights?
Yeah, we definitely need to have at least one more where we talk about the 32 matchups in the tournament themselves, which will probably
because I was thinking about
one.
That if we could do one for Sans.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like...
do you want...
Once we talk about Sans versus Judge in the next episode, which...
If we talk about... The moment we talk about Sans versus Judge, we could talk about some other Sans matchups.
Yeah, we'll have next week's episode.
Like similar to what we did with Springtrap.
We'll probably have
next episode. Which is really fun.
we'll probably have next week's episode just be everything that was in the tournament, and then probably make that it.
Yeah.
Unless, yeah,
And
we'll
then
probably
we
make
just
that
start going on to the actual submissions.
Oh yeah, we do need to actually talk about the rest of the submissions. Okay, so after we've talked about all 32 next episode, then we'll finish all the submissions, and then I guess that'll be it for this chunk of indie insights. And we'll probably
Then we do our own shit.
Yeah, I imagine if we do another tournament next year.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to it, and I did suggest some ideas for it.
Continue this series. I don't know if
for the type of theme for the tournament.
I don't know if we'll change the name. We might just keep calling it Indie Insights, but I don't know how much that'll carry over. You know?
If we do a different one, we can just say we rebranded it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I did, however, mention some of the ideas for the next tournament if you're interested.
We can talk about
I'll keep
that
them private
privately
for now while we're still recording.
So, thank you all for joining us for another episode of Indie Insights, and we'll see you all next week.
Subscribe.
See ya.